Hey everyone, I thought I would come down to the beach today. Oh, you can't actually see the beach, but I can. It's in front of me. But I thought I'd drive down, prop up the camera and have my chai latte with you guys. I just wanted to do like a catch up with you guys because it's been a little while since I've dedicated some time just to talk to you as if I would talk to my friends, like we're on FaceTime and just fill you in on my life. And I feel like I need to do this personally because obviously you guys are such a big part of my life, and there's been a lot going on up in my head lately, I'd say, and I find talking to the camera and talking to you guys very therapeutic, and it makes it easier for me when I film my future vlogs because I feel like you're up to date on everything. And I've just felt like there's been so much that I've wanted to say that I haven't really known where to start, so it's kind of like hard to do an update in a vlog just because there's so much to say. So I thought I'm going to dedicate some time to sit down and fill you in on life. So I've written down a few notes on my phone, and I guess the first thing I want to talk about is my mental health and how I've been feeling. And this is something that I've been open with for years. Like, I've been doing YouTube for 8 years, and throughout this time I've had many ups and downs when it comes to my mental health, and I will say that I've been in a pretty good place for the last couple of years, but I have documented some pretty tough times. And I personally like talking about this kind of stuff, one, because I think it's really important to break the stigma around mental health and raise awareness around it. Like, it's something that we're all going to experience at some point in life, and it's unrealistic to think that people don't go through these things. They just might not talk about it or show it. And like, there's certain things that I do want to keep to myself, but I also think that by me talking about this, it can help you guys out, and it also just lifts a weight off of my chest. Like, a problem shared is a problem halved, and I don't want this to come across like me complaining or being super negative. I'm just being very open about how I've been feeling. I know I'm in a very privileged position and I really do love my life, but I do struggle quite a bit sometimes with anxiety, and that's something that has been very up and down for a very long time, and especially social anxiety lately, which has been really interesting. I've created a lot of beliefs and stories in my head which are not true, and I need to go see a therapist or something and talk to them about it, just to delve deeper into these beliefs that I've created and figure out why I have them, because I just want to fix the root cause of this anxiety. But I have actually gone on some medication now for it. So I started this medication 3 weeks ago now, and yeah, I'm really hoping to see improvements with it. It has come with its own side effects as well. Hold on, I need to take a breath and have a drink of my chai. Yeah, so I went on this medication pretty much as soon as I came back from the UK, and it's been a bit of an adjustment period because obviously it takes a while to get used to new medication and stuff. And I'm not saying that everyone who experiences anxiety or depression should seek this route. I think you should go talk to a professional and find what's best for you, but I just want to be open about me, and there's nothing to be ashamed about if you are on medication, and to be quite honest, pretty much everyone in my family, and they don't mind me saying this, is on some sort of medication. I feel like it's something that should be talked about a little bit more, but at the same time, I know everyone has their own opinions when it comes to that kind of stuff. But yeah, I have been feeling quite tired because of it, which is unlike me. I'm usually quite a morning person, but lately I've been really struggling to wake up, and I've just been feeling really quite groggy, but I'm hoping that's just a temporary side effect. And I wouldn't say that my anxiety has completely gone. My physical anxiety symptoms have got a lot better, which is really good. I don't really get that feeling of my heart in my mouth. That probably sounds really confusing. I'm sure some of you guys know what I mean, but basically when I get anxiety, I get a lot of the physical symptoms, feeling sick, so dizzy. I actually get memory loss and really bad brain fog, which I think is another thing that has kind of made me have a lot of this anxiety in social situations. But I don't want to talk about it too much as well, because I feel like talking about it too much makes it a big thing, and it's not. It's just something that I'm overcoming. It's not me, it's just something that I'm dealing with at the moment. It's really interesting because I find that it always takes me going on a trip and going away and breaking up my routine to kind of realize that I need to go and seek help and change things up. And I hate that that always happens whenever I am on a trip and I'm meant to be having a good time, but this kind of happened when I went over to England and I was back with my family, and it was like a bit of a stressful time anyway because I had COVID, and yeah, like the lead up to going to England was also crazy with my finger being split open the day before. And then yeah, I don't want to dwell on the negative like I said, but to be honest, there were quite a few things that happened in the lead up that were circumstances that made me feel not myself anyway. And then I had a lot of time to think and reflect. And you know, when you're going over and catching up with your family, they're like asking what you've been up to and everything, and it's really nice to catch up. But it just got me really thinking about myself and like what I do with my life and if I feel like I'm doing enough. And that's just something that I've always felt like I've needed to prove for some reason. Even though I know in myself I'm not lazy, I'm a busy person, I'm doing the best that I can, I've always felt like I'm not doing enough, and that's a real limiting belief of mine, and I feel like I need to prove myself to others, and I'm just being completely honest with you guys. But that is something that I'm really trying to improve. The fact that I do feel like that makes me question maybe I should be doing some new things, and maybe I should change things up. Like, I think I've just got a little bit bored of the same old routine, and I need to introduce some new things into my life and challenge myself. That's something that we all strive towards. We want to be comfortable and happy, but I do think that it is good to challenge yourself and push yourself out of your comfort zone. So I've been doing a lot of reflecting and trying to set some goals lately. I don't know if you guys can hear the rain in the background, but it's such a rainy day. It's so cozy. One of, I guess, my big goals is to work on me more and get to know myself off of social media. And I know that might seem confusing because, you know, when I post on social media, I'm just posting my life anyway. But I find when I'm not filming and I'm not posting, I kind of like don't know who I am. My identity is so tied to my job and social media, and that kind of scares me. And especially when I was over in the UK and I wasn't like posting that much, I felt like I'd lost my identity a little bit, and I was like, I don't know who I am other than this. And I guess that's not really that big of a problem because I love this, and like that's great that I love it, but I also want to find other things that give me the same like dopamine hit as social media. Like, I feel like that's very deep, but it is kind of crazy, the dopamine hit that you get from doing this job. And it's a great feeling, but also I don't always think it's that healthy. I think there's other things that you need to find that make you feel that same way. So I'm challenging myself to do different things for me to grow as a person. And I actually went to one of my friends, Chelsea's, workshops recently, and she got us to do a meditation, which I absolutely loved. And she got us to really think about what our future self would want for us now, which I thought was quite an interesting way of looking at it, because I always think about like my younger self and think, oh, would my younger self be proud of me now? But I've never really thought about like 50-year-old Ella looking back at herself at 24 and being like, oh, like I'm so happy she did this, or I wish she did that. And it just got me really thinking that like, wow, like I can imagine 50-year-old Ella just saying like, stop being so anxious and go like enjoy life, go travel, go do things that you think is fun. And yeah, it really kind of was a bit of a wake-up call. I was like lying there and I was like, wow, I've had a bit of an epiphany. And I told Chelsea that it was very like eye-opening for me, and I really enjoyed that like thought. So I've been trying to remind myself that lately, like what would future Ella want me to do right now? And it's just really made me think that like I'm so young and life's so short and I should just have more fun. So I honestly really, really want to do more traveling. Braden and I are actually going to Hawaii very soon, which we're so excited about. And that was like a very spontaneous trip. So pretty much our friends Jess and Matt have booked a trip to Hawaii, and I was on a walk with her and we were chatting about it. I was like, oh my God, that actually sounds so fun. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. I've never been there. And she's like, you should come. And I was like, really? Like, you actually want us to come? Like, I don't want to intrude on your trip. And she was like, no, actually come. And then we went and had a look online and we were like, this actually could be quite good. So we've booked a trip. I think we're going to have kind of like separate trips, but at the same time we can meet up for dinners and do stuff together. So it'll be nice because we get the best of both worlds. We get like a couples trip, and then Braden and I also get like a nice little romantic couples trip as well. So we're so excited. That's coming up in November, so super soon. So I'm so excited about that, and that's definitely something to look forward to. It's always good to have something to look forward to, and I think it kind of makes up for the fact that I didn't fully get to properly relax when I was over in the UK, because obviously I had COVID, which all of us have dealt with or are going to deal with at some point. It's just the reality of life. So I don't want to complain about that, but I had that the first week, and the second week I wasn't really back to myself, to be honest. And like I said, I was struggling a bit mentally, so I'm really excited to go on a holiday and just like fully relax and enjoy myself. Speaking of travel, I've actually also been really thinking about the idea of going over to the UK again, but spending a little bit longer there. Also, I'm really sorry if you can hear the rain in the background. It's just started to get a bit heavier, but hopefully that just makes it extra cozy for you guys. But yeah, I'm thinking of maybe going over for like, this is just an idea, but Brayden and I have been talking about going over for like 6 months or something, and then traveling Europe and like kind of working over there. And to be honest, like Brayden needs a little bit more time to warm up to the idea. He's keen, but he's also one of these people that like needs to think about it practically. He thinks with his head, not his heart. I think with my heart, not my head. Kind of balances each other out, I guess. But he likes the idea of it, and it's something that we've both said that we want to do while we're young. Like that's something that 50-year-old Ella kind of wants her to do. She kind of wants her to go and live in another country and challenge herself. And like England obviously isn't that crazy because it's like where my family's from, but I want to go there and actually experience like living there, because that's where I was born. I lived there till I was 9, and I kind of sometimes wonder what life would have been like. And I think it could be a good personal growth journey, but there's a lot to think about obviously, because you know, what are we going to do with our apartment? Like I'm kind of thinking that it could be good to do it at the end of our lease and sell our stuff or put it in storage or whatever, travel for a bit and then come back and then settle down a bit more. But you never know, like that's just an idea. Let me know if any of you guys have done that and what your experience has been and what's the best way that you went about it. Like I just am open to options, and I like the idea of that because I really, really want to travel a little bit more. As for other goals that I've written down wanting to start back my podcast. I've said this so many times. Like I've been toying with this idea for quite a few years. Well, actually, wait, not a few years, because I only stopped doing my podcast like a year and a bit ago. But I don't know why I haven't started it back. But I think that I've just been worried about committing to it and then not being able to like stick to it. But I think a good way for me to go about it would be to pre-record a series almost, like pre-record say 12 episodes or something and have one season, and then maybe I can do like a little intro at the beginning of each episode that is real time updating you guys on like what's been inspiring me, or just like a little life update, and then they can go up weekly. That way I can actually commit to it, and then I can have a season break and start again. Let me know your thoughts on that. But I've just been missing the personal development side of it. I found it so good for me. As you guys can probably tell from this video, I'm such a talker when it comes to processing things and my thoughts, and I'm really into personal development, and I really enjoyed connecting with you guys on that level and sharing the things that I've learned. But I also really enjoyed learning things about myself, and it was just so good for me. It was literally like therapy. It was so good, and I know a lot of you guys got a lot from it as well. Like I got some lovely messages, and yeah, I think it's kind of hard to share personal development content on YouTube sometimes. So that's an idea. Let me know your thoughts, and if there's anything you would want me to talk about. I've got like a list on my phone of topics, but this girl needs to take some action. That's the thing. I need to take action and actually do it. But I'm feeling like that's something that would make me really happy. And then another thing that has come up in like a lot of meditations lately, and it's funny because Jessie also said this is something that she really wants to do, but I'd like to do an acting course. And in the past, I feel like when I've been like, oh, I want to do an acting course, it's because I've been like, oh, like I want to be an actress and stuff. And I don't know, I've always hoped that doing an acting course could like lead to something else, I guess. But to be honest, like if I did an acting course now, I think it would just be one of those things that I want to do to kind of prove to myself that I can do it. And then also it's a really good confidence building thing, because that's something I really want to work on. So Jessie and I have been talking about doing one together. We don't know what we're going to do yet. We're probably just going to do like a short acting course together. She actually studied acting. She went to uni and did it. So yeah, I'm going to trust her opinion when it comes to that. But I thought that could be a really fun hobby, like something to do for me. Now, as for elements of presence, I wanted to talk about this a little bit because I've been feeling a little bit lost when it comes to what I want from the brand, and I really would love your feedback, opinions, ideas, what you think you'd like to see from me, what you think I have to offer. I do have one idea that I think is really, really good personally. And I'm not sure whether I want to release this product through Elements of Presence or if it should be like a different brand in itself. I wish I could like talk about it, but I just don't know if like I should talk about product ideas before like they're actually being started. I don't think that's necessarily a good idea to put out there. I'm not sure. I really do love the brand and I love having a small business. I think it's so fun, like packaging orders and everything, but I just need to like get a bit more clear on my direction with where I want to go. I do really enjoy planners and notebooks and all that kind of thing. I love journaling, as you guys know. And so I'm kind of thinking it could be good to go a bit more down that avenue and maybe create more tools that you guys can use for your own personal development. Like, I want to create things that I genuinely would want to use, which is what I've done so far. But I don't know, I've learned a lot along the way as well, and I feel like I would do some things a little bit differently, but that's not to discredit myself because I feel like I did the best with what I knew at the time. And I've learned a lot from like releasing the products that I've done. I've learned what works and what doesn't work as well. But yeah, I feel like I kind of need to do a little bit of a rebrand and rethink of the direction that I want to go in. And I'm actually thinking that it could be a really good idea for me to go see a business coach or something, like someone who can give me a little bit of direction and maybe can kind of like help me intertwine all of my brands. Like if I do start back the podcast, maybe they can kind of help me figure out a way to link up the podcast and the brand and my personal brand as well. I don't know, I just think it could be really good to talk things through with someone to give me a little bit of direction, because as you can tell, like there's a lot going up in here. What accent was that? If you do have any like business coach recommendations, please let me know actually, because that would be really helpful. I don't really know of any. I don't know like who to go to, but I would love to invest in that, and I think that could really, really help me. But I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to share for now. I feel really good talking about it with you guys and just getting my thoughts out, honestly. Like talking to the camera is so therapeutic for me, and I absolutely love connecting with you guys. That's why I love doing this so much, and I feel like I have been a little bit disconnected recently. It's nice to do like these sit down videos every once in a while and just like get up to speed and everything. So please come chat with me in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts, and if you can relate to anything that I've chatted about. I want to talk a little bit more about mental health and stuff as I'm on this journey at the moment, and I have my good and bad days. I do also want to go and see a psychiatrist just to talk about things and talk about this medication that I'm on. I do also sometimes wonder if my cycle has a big thing to do with my mood. As you guys know, I've talked about it in the past, but I get quite down around that time of the month. Like, I know it is normal to get PMS, but I get very, very down. Like, it completely changes me as a person. And I do wonder if I could have like PMDD or something like that, but also don't want to self-diagnose myself. But that would make a lot of sense if that is the case. So yeah, I'm gonna go see someone to talk about it. If any of you guys have been struggling or feeling anxious lately, you're not alone. Mercury has been in retrograde. There's so many people out there who do love you, and it just takes time, and take a lot of time to really focus on you and figure out who you are. And don't be so hard on yourself. You're gonna have bad times so you can appreciate the good times. And it feels like sometimes that you're always gonna be in this like low headspace, but that's not the case. There are times when you are happy, and those times will come again. And I just wanted to say that just because I feel like that's a reminder that I needed to hear, and it's so true. And there's just so many things to be grateful for in life. Like, I just wanted to say that I am so grateful for you guys and for this community. It's so cool that I've been able to grow with you all over the years, and I feel like even though I have my ups and downs, I overall am in a much better, more grown-up place than I was when I was younger, and I'm able to see things a lot more practically and with a lot more hindsight. My camera just overheated, so hopefully it doesn't do that again. I'll wrap up this video quickly, but I just wanted to say that I've really learned over the years that the hard times that you're going through are actually really important, because that's when you're having the most growth. And when you actually look back at your life and think about times that have been quite difficult and you've overcome them, you've always had like a period of growth from that, and you've learned something new about yourself. You maybe become more resilient, or you've changed a path in your life and you've made a new decision, learned something about yourself. It's always really important. So that's always like a nice reminder. But yeah, that's my my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you feel up to speed on everything. I honestly appreciate you all so much. I absolutely love what I do, but I would appreciate if you guys could let me know what you would like to see from me. What do you want to see in vlogs? Like, what is it that you like about my videos? Please let me know. That would help out a lot. But I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.